Kendrick Lamar dropped his first album in over 5 years, and I'm conflicted. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is a big example of why lyricism is so underrated in today's hip-hop game. Tracks that most people would consider a 6 or 7 out of 10 go up to 8, 9s, and maybe even 10s. The whole album talks about the trauma that Kendrick and the black culture experiences, and more specifically how Kendrick struggled to deal with them. In terms of sounds, this album is definitely experimental and definitely not the type of thing that I was expecting this album to sound like. The first track just feels like it's an event, and I thought it was going in a whole different direction listening to the first few seconds of it. Then there's like 3 hard switches throughout the song. The whiplash that this song has is kind of the whiplash that I feel throughout the album sometimes. Like, this album can be a bit confusing to listen to even in its original sequence. The features all came to play, especially Baby Keem, who might be an extension of Kendrick Lamar at this point, but like, I don't give a fuck. He's really good. The Survivor interlude is one of my favorite tracks on the album, because I'm listening to Baby Keem spit bars, and then in the background I hear this piano just building up tension and building up tension. It is a really great sound.
Mama, I said it'd be okay. I got this shit bragging in for that.
And Kodak Black is, for some reason, the semi-narrator of this album. I honestly didn't expect that. Like, I remember someone asking me, like, do you think Kodak Black will be in the album? And I was like, why would Kodak Black be in the album? But he was, and he did good enough to carry Kendrick Lamar on one song. Like, I couldn't believe my ears. Kodak really did that.
Suicide Cool is a funeral. Track hard lunch like a slingshot.
The guest artist on Father Time, Sampha, I had never heard of him before today, but man, is he good. The song overall is good. The production is amazing. Starts out with the violins and stuff. I'm a big fan of violins and classical instruments. Shout out to Lupe Fiasco, and the show goes on for the violins there. Anyways, the production on this album, I know I called it confusing at times, but it's definitely good. There's definitely a little bit inspiration from Kanye, a little bit from Drake, a little bit from Baby Keem even. There's some boom bap rap in there. There's a lot of stuff to like here. This album is divided into 2 sides, and side A is more of the hits, while side B is more of the lyrical side of Kendrick Lamar. And side B is gonna be the side of the album that's gonna divide the most people. Yo, I just heard a car walk by and they were definitely listening to Kendrick Lamar. This is crazy. But yeah, on the track Savior with Baby Keem, by the way, he kills it again. And Kendrick Lamar gives his stance on vaccines. He definitely seems to be pro-vaccine, but not judgeful of the people who are against it, which I guess is respectable. Shout out to vaccines though.
Then I caught COVID and started to question Kyrie. Will I stay organic?
But the track that's definitely gonna divide the most people is Auntie Diaries. And well, yeah, this is a bit confusing. On one side, I get why Kendrick did this. You know, it's kind of like white people saying the N-word in slave movies. Like, I guess you have to do it. But Kendrick is smart enough to where I feel like he could have done this song without having to say the F-word. On the first listen of this track, I was like, nah, he didn't say that. It was just, I just misheard him. It was a word that sounded like the F-word, but it wasn't the F-word. No. He definitely said the word, because he repeated it 3 times on the hook. The overall message of the song, fire. I rock with it. Actually, if you put a gun to my head and say, hey, is this a good or bad song? I'm gonna tell you, this is a good song. This is a great song. But there's still things that can be done to where it's better. But also, I've heard a lot of LGBTQ plus people be for this song, so I'm not gonna take it away from them either. But yeah, moving on, Mother I Sober, this is a tough listen. Not because it's bad, but because the story on it is so vivid and it just affects me in that type of way. Personally, I'm fortunate enough to not have to gone through this, but it's definitely a track that you should check out. I just don't feel comfortable talking about it, I guess. I don't think I can do it justice. Overall though, I think the message and the themes of this album, from what I can understand, are pretty cool. I think, however, that the length of the album is just kind of messing with me, because I haven't been able to like listen to the album from track 1 to track 18 in just one sitting. It's personally just too exhausting for me. And at times it does feel like he's over reliant on his lyricism instead of the sound of the album. And that's mainly why I'm conflicted, because I know the album is good, but I just don't know how to feel. Like, where do I rank it and how good it is? I can't put a number to it. And actually, I think this is an album that you shouldn't be putting numbers to anyways. But yeah, I'm still conflicted about this whole album. I'm just gonna let the outro roll. Shout out to J Dilla, I guess.